Hi folks, welcome. Today I'm going to share with you my collection of coins from Mexico. And what you see right here, this is the entire collection so far, but I do hope to add to the collection in the near future, and I will add those coins and do another video featuring those once I get some more. So first I'm going to go through each coin, give you a close-up, and talk about the coin, share information that I was able to find out about each coin. Okay, so hang on while I get set up for some close-up views. All right, here we go. So first up, we have a 1951 50 centavos, 50 cents. And this coin was only produced for 2 years. This design was produced for 2 years, 1950 and 1951. And these contain 30% silver. And on the reverse, which we're looking at here, we have the Aztec leader Cuauhtemoc, which is spelled Cuauhtemoc. So hopefully I'm pronouncing that somewhat accurately. And he led the Aztec nation in 1520. So here we have the year, Cuauhtemoc. This here is MO, which stands for Mexico City Mint. And then this is an eagle descending, which the name Cuauhtemoc is supposed to mean eagle descending. And then we have 50 CS, centavos. And let's flip that over. On the back, well, actually on the front, we have the Mexican coat of arms, which is an eagle, which is supposed to be a golden eagle devouring a snake, which is supposed to be a rattlesnake, perched on some cacti, prickly pear. And then we have a oak leaf and laurel leaf floral motif there with a ribbon, and then the words Estados Unidos Mexicanos. So literally the States United Mexico, United States of Mexico. So the mintage on this coin for 1951, which is the coin that I have, there were 3,650,000. And for 1950, there were 13,570,000. And a little bit of story about this coat of arms here. Apparently, it is part of the Aztec legend that when the Aztecs saw an eagle that was devouring a snake above a lake, that meant that that was a place for them to reside and build a city. So that was a sign for them that this was a place where they could build their city. All right, so our next coin is also going to be a 50 cents. But slightly larger, different composition. And here we have a 1956, same Aztec on the front, Cuauhtemoc. And this is a Type 1. And Type 1 were produced from 1955 through 1959, and the composition was bronze. And you can see on here a really nice patina. That's why I purchased this coin, for that patina. And significantly larger than the 1951. I'll put it next to it. I believe this is 33 millimeters, and this coin here is a 22 millimeter. And the mintage on this 1956 was 34,643,000. Let's take a look at the obverse. Again, we have the coat of arms. Pretty much the same design. You can see it a little better here because it's a larger coin. And I think this is in a little bit better condition. Very pretty. Very nice coin. All right, we will go on to our next coin. And here we have the Type 2 50 centavos. And these are from 1968. And this coin is a copper-nickel combination. And this particular design and composition was minted 1964 through 1969. And very similar. Let's get the 1956 back in for a second. Very similar. The beads didn't carry over into this design. This is a much smaller coin, so little bit less space for things, but pretty much the same. And let's see. The 1968 mintage was 80,438,000, and in 1965 there was only 1,726,000, so much lower mintage. There is the obverse, and again with the Mexican coat of arms. All right, we'll move on to the next coin. Okay, and here we have a 1964 un peso, and these were produced, this design was produced 1957 through 1967. And this coin here, this is in 1964. The date is on the obverse. And the 1964 had a silver content of 10% silver. And on the reverse, this features, this person here is Jose Morelos, and he's considered a national hero of Mexico. He was a Catholic priest who ended up fighting in the Revolutionary War against Spain and fought for the independence of Mexico from Spain, which that was about 1811. And then Mexico gained independence from Spain in 1813. And one of the states of Mexico is named for him, and the state of Morelos. And we have, again, oak leaves, and then laurel leaves, and then we have some dentricoles. I'll show you the obverse. We have the coat of arms again. Estados Unidos Mexicanos, un peso, 1964. And so in 1964, the mintage on these is 15,615,000. And these run about $2 and up. The previous coins run anywhere from 50 cents to a few dollars. Not very expensive coins in general. You can find them in good condition for reasonable prices. All right, and our next coin up is a 1981 20 pesos, and this features a Mayan athlete, jugador de pelota, so a ball player, a Mayan ball player, enclosed within a circle. And you see Cultura Maya. So the coins of Mexico featured indigenous cultures, ancient indigenous cultures, Mesoamerican cultures, Aztecs, Mayans, and then we'll see later the Olmecs. And this particular coin is a 1981. These were produced 1980 through 1980, 1980 through 1984, and they're made of a copper nickel composition. Let's take a look. You can see the, before we flip it, the mint mark here, MO. I'm not sure what these are, stylized tentacles or some type of bead. We'll take a look at the other side. And here again, we have the Mexico coat of arms. Slightly different. The snake position is slightly different. The feathers are a bit more stylized. And the mintage on these for 1981 was 573,000. So 250,573,000. And you can find these generally maybe about $1. There were some proofs made in 1982 and 1983, and some of those go for 100 or more in good condition. And one thing to add I didn't show is on the edge, it is inscribed with Independencia y Libertad. So independence and liberty. All right, we will move on to the next coin. All right, so here we have a 1983 Beni Centavos, so 20-cent piece. And this composition is bronze again, and this features Olmec culture, Culturo Olmeco. And the Olmecs predated the Aztecs, the Mayans, the Mayans and the Aztecs, and were along the coast, the Gulf of Mexico, about 3,000 years ago. And this image here is a stone sculpture that was carved, and these are called giant heads, colossal heads, and they range in height anywhere, some of them up to 11 feet tall. I've never seen one of these in person, but that would be pretty spectacular. And I will put a penny next to it. Pretty small coin. And this coin was produced for 2 years, 1983 and 1984, and this year, 1983, there were 260 million of them minted. The 1984, a little bit less, 180 million, and in 1983 there were proofs. This one is not a proof, but it's in very good condition. On the back, again, we have the coat of arms. We can zoom in a little, might lose some resolution. And again, very similar. The rattlesnake looks about the same as the previous coin. All right, and we will move on to our next coin. And lastly, and the last two coins I have are the Diaz Pesos, so 10 pesos. And these coins were, actually they are still in production, I believe. And I have a 1998 and a 2016. And these are a bimetallic metal, so two different metals were used, or multiple metals, but the center piece of the coin is a nickel brass composition, and the outer ring is an aluminum bronze. I think there were some years where this centerpiece was silver, but these are not. And this features an Aztec sunstone, a portion of it anyway. There's a carving with a stone carving with this in the center, and there's more carving around the excuse me, let me start that over. So this is just a portion of the stone. And so this was the Aztec whose name I don't know how to pronounce it. Tonitiuh. Let's get the obverse there. Again, we have the Mexico coat of arms, a bit stylized. There's a lot of information out there about these sunstones and the calendar. So you can find a lot of really interesting information. These squares have different images. These represented different periods of time or eras. And this 1998, you can probably see that there, that 8 is touching this part of the coin. There is another variety where there's a bit more space, so either the date is over that way, closer to the little denticles more, or perhaps this area was just made a little bit offset or something. Not sure, but there are two varieties. So if you're into collecting different varieties, that's something to look for. See if we can zoom in a little bit here. Lots of interesting design features. All right, that is our last coin. And there we have it. Thanks for watching, and hopefully you learned a little bit about the coins of Mexico. And as I said, I hope to add to my collection, and I'll share those with you as I add some more. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.